Hey you, and welcome. Forget sorting through loads of text today. We're doing a deep dive into something we all deal with constantly. Everyday American English, how it's actually spoken.
That's right. We've got a bunch of different dialogues, like little snapshots of life. Things like waking up, scrolling social media, work stuff, food, even New Year's traditions and learning the language itself.
Yeah, and our mission really is to give you a practical feel for how Americans talk. Not just the words, but like the why behind them, those little cultural bits. We want you to sort of level up your English understanding, but naturally, without it feeling like a boring lesson.
Exactly. We'll look at these conversations, pull out some key phrases, maybe offer some thoughts on the culture behind it all. Hopefully you'll have some of those like aha moments.
Okay, let's jump in. Starting the day. Morning routines. We've got this dialogue. Someone's just getting up and you hear simple things like morning and hey.
Right. And what's interesting there is how common hey is, even at work, often. It's pretty informal compared to some places, maybe. Shows a kind of approachability, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Then there's woke up earlier than usual. So relatable. Gives you a little window into their day already.
Totally. And the next question, so what time do you usually wake up? That's just natural conversation flow, right? Showing interest.
And feeling still sleepy. I mean, who hasn't been there? Which leads right into coffee.
Yes. So you're saying coffee is the secret to surviving early mornings. But it's more than just the caffeine, isn't it? Coffee in the U.S. is like a ritual, a social thing.
Oh, for sure. You grab coffee, meet for coffee. It's baked into the morning.
Yeah. And then the chat moves to having a good routine. It's interesting how quickly it goes from just waking up to like structuring your morning.
What even is a good routine here? Productivity, setting the tone.
I think so, yeah. It often involves feeling like you're getting something done. And the dialogue mentions checking the phone first thing, but calls it out, right? So maybe not the best start.
Right, a bad habit. But isn't that how lots of people, catch up or feel connected? Is it all bad?
Well, that's true. It can connect you, but it can also be kind of passive, maybe. Makes your day reactive from the get-go, unlike, say, the alternative mentioned. Stretched a little. That's more active.
Which leads to yoga. And I loved the immediate reaction. Yoga. I don't think I'm flexible enough. Heard that one before.
Yeah, but the reply is key. It's not about flexibility. It's about feeling good. It sort of reframes it, makes it less about athletic skill and more about well-being, which is a big focus now.
Totally. And the whole section ends with that goal. Mastering waking up early without feeling like a zombie. Yep. Sign me up. Okay, let's switch it up. Social media, something we probably all spent a bit too much time on.
Oh, definitely. And this dialogue starts with such a classic scene.
Yeah.
Someone lost in their phone, totally missing a question. Maya, are you even listening?
Huh? And the response, huh? Sorry, what did you say? We've all been there, right? On one side or the other.
It really shows how phones can pull us out of the moment.
Then the direct comment. You're always on your phone. Seriously, you spend too much time on social media. Pretty blunt.
It can be, yeah. American communication often leans towards clarity, maybe sometimes at the expense of sounding softer.
And the defense, I know, but I can't help it. There's always something new to see, that endless scroll feeling.
Exactly. It's designed that way, right? To
Yeah.
keep you hooked. And the examples given. Celebrity gossip, cat videos, travel pages. Yep, sounds about right.
Yeah, and that aspirational bit makes me want to visit new places. But then the reality check. When was the last time you actually traveled somewhere?
Oof, that gap between the online ideal and, well, reality. That's a huge part of the social media experience for many.
So the suggestions are simple. Read, walk, talk to the person right there.
Basic stuff, but good reminders to be present.
And the person gives in, all right, I'll put my phone away for now anyway.
Right, followed by that slightly teasing, finally, welcome back to the real world. And then, importantly, now tell me, how was your day? Back to actually connecting.
Yeah, it really captures that push and pull between online and offline. Okay, let's shift to the workplace. First, a formal meeting.
Starts very standard, polite. I appreciate you taking the time to be here today. Sets a respectful tone. Then introducing the expert, Mr. Carter, mentioning his marketing background.
Right, establishing credibility straight away. And then the phrase, the floor is yours.
Yeah, that's a really common idiom. It's basically saying, okay, it's your turn to lead, share your expertise, values that individual contribution.
Okay, now more casual work chat about being tired. Start simply. What's making you so tired? Just showing concern.
Exactly. And the reasons are so common. Barely slept, had a deadline. Classic. Neighbor's dog kept barking all night.
Ugh. The worst. And the response sounds terrible. Simple empathy.
Then comes the advice. Get 7 or 8 hours sleep. Followed immediately by the problem, there's just too much to do. That really hits on the pressure people feel, juggling everything, often sacrificing sleep.
The suggestions for a break are pretty standard, too. Sleep in, watch a movie, go for a walk. Simple things. What about the idea of just doing nothing on Saturday?
I think that really speaks to the need for actual downtime, not just like scheduled fun, just stopping. It's getting more recognition. And the very practical tip, maybe buy earplugs for the barking dog. Kind of fix. Very American, maybe. That practical problem solving.
Practicality, yes. Okay, different vibe now. Food. Always a good topic. Starts with, my favorite type of cuisine is Italian.
Classic opener. Safe ground. Leads easily into more chat. Then the specifics. Pasta, pizza, lasagna, a big bowl of spaghetti, all huge Italian-American staples.
Then it gets funnier with the homemade pasta story. Dough was too sticky, pasta came out too thick. Kitchen fails, we've all had them.
Absolutely. Sharing those little stories makes it way more engaging. And the idea of taking a cooking class together, nice way to build on that shared interest.
Okay, now asking, how often do you go out to eat? Kicks off with feeling tired from work, needing that coffee boost. Familiar cycle.
Yeah, and it contrasts eating out maybe for convenience with cooking at home, which is often framed as cheaper and healthier. Cooking takes too much time versus the long-term benefits. That's a common trade-off people think about.
Plus, trying new places is fun. I love trying new restaurants. Leads right to a recommendation. Amazing Italian place downtown, and boom, an invitation. Maybe we can go this weekend.
See how that works. Food talk easily becomes social planning, everyday stuff creating connection.
Yeah.
Okay, now for something maybe a bit more stressful. Deadlines and time management.
Oh boy. This one starts with pure panic. Wait, the report? Oh no, what's wrong? I totally forgot about the deadline. Yikes. Felt that one before.
The key info drops quickly. What am I to do? Today at 6 p.m. And the horror. What? I thought it was tomorrow. Miscommunication central.
Then that little nudge about checking messages. The boss sent an email on Monday. Didn't you read it? Important reminder.
And the reason I've been so busy I lost track of time is super common. Juggling tasks is tough.
So the practical question, how much have you done so far? Trying to gauge the damage. And the answer, I started it kind of, a few notes, is concerning.
Yeah, which leads to the stark reality. Emma, we have 2 hours, just pure pressure. Captures that deadline stress perfectly.
Okay, deep breath. Let's shift to something lighter. Social plans, like getting invited to go hiking.
Starts casual. Hey, Leo, busy day. And the reason for a break.
So many emails. So true.
It's the little joke. Third coffee, you might start running around the garden soon. Add some fun. Then the invite. The cows and I are going hiking this Saturday.
The cows and I. That's memorable. Makes it sound quirky and fun.
The reaction is cautious interest. Hiking sounds interesting. Where? Leading to the details. Maplewood Trail, views, etc.
And importantly, making it sound accessible. Easy trail. Take breaks. Lowers the barrier for someone hesitant. Plus, the magic word, picnic.
Yes, a picnic. Now that's tempting. But then, the timing. 8 a.m. on a Saturday. That's early. The weekend struggle is real. It is. But the sales pitch continues. Fresh air, exercise, good company, and the clincher. Plus, I'm bringing snacks.
Snacks. Never fails. And it works. Okay, now I have to come. Great example of how casual invites happen, winning people over with the details.
Let's talk working from home now. Increasingly common, right? Starts with, I'll be working from home tomorrow.
And the immediate, oh, really? Lucky you. That says a lot about how many view remote work. The reasons given are typical. Focus on reports, wait for a package.
And the feeling, I wish I could work from home more often. The commute is the worst. So many people relate to that. But it's balanced, too, acknowledging that the office is sometimes easier to talk to people.
And then the honest, slightly funny poke, stay in pajamas all day. That's the best part. Comfort wins.
It really shows both sides. The pros and cons people weigh up. Okay, let's jump to studying. Exam time stress.
Starts with that feeling. So much to study for the exam next week. Then the key question. Study alone or in a group.
And you get the different preferences right away. Quiet focus versus talking it through, teaching each other. Different styles work for different people.
So they look for a compromise. Short sessions. Maybe just an hour or two. But with a condition, have a clear plan. Don't just chat. Key for group study.
Yeah. Avoid the distractions. And suggesting strategies like quitting each other that helps make it productive.
The agreement comes, but with a caveat. If it gets too noisy, I'm leaving. Setting boundaries, making sure the environment works.
Shows that negotiation, finding a way to study together effectively. Okay, meeting new people now. Office party scene.
Classic opener. Where are you from? Starts the ball rolling.
We get the introductions. Leo from Sydney, just arrived. Nia is local. New York, born and raised.
Instant contrast leads naturally into comparing things the weather and especially New Year's traditions.
Right, hearing about Aussie barbecues and beach parties versus the New York ball drop and smaller gatherings, that's cultural exchange right there.
And the nice offer. If you need recommendations, feel free to ask. Just a welcoming gesture.
Yeah, shows how sharing origins and experiences helps build connections.
Now, a situation we definitely all face sometimes. Needing help, asking for directions.
Starts with those essential polite phrases. Excuse me, can you help me please? Or, excuse me, I'm lost.
Key tools for navigating. The request is specific. Directions to a concert. Riverside Park.
And you see people being helpful, willing to guide. Then that moment of doubt, this doesn't look right. We've all been there. Yeah, thinking you've got it, then realizing maybe not. So deciding to ask again, always a good move, and getting clear directions in response.
Clear directions are gold.
Yeah.
Okay, restaurants again, this time getting the check. Simple and polite. Excuse me, can I have the bill, please?
The mention of New Year's fireworks adds a little time pressure. Then the standard waiter check-in. Did you enjoy your meal?
And giving positive feedback. Everything was delicious. The soup was especially good. It's nice to offer compliments.
The bit about the recipe being a closely guarded treasure is just a fun, light moment. Then practical requests. More bread, butter.
And a wine recommendation, the local Pinot Noir, with a little description. Helpful if you're choosing.
Yeah, it just shows typical, polite, end-of-meal interactions. Okay, let's tackle language learning challenges. Very relevant for many listeners, I bet.
For sure. And those key phrases. Can you speak slowly, please? And, sorry, I don't understand. Can you explain? Absolutely essential.
The dialogue then uses explaining a tradition first footing for New Year's, as an example, giving details like the ideal person being tall and dark-haired, the symbolic gifts, bread, salt, coal, whiskey. It's this fascinating cultural insight.
It really is seeing the meaning behind each item explained and comparing it to other ways of celebrating like family dinner and sparklers.
It underlines that language isn't just words, it's culture. And of course, the simple request, could you repeat that, please, if you just didn't hear?
Those basics are lifelines when you're learning. Okay, another social scenario. Introductions.
Starts easy and friendly. Hi, everyone. I have someone I want you all to meet. This is my friend, Ellie.
Ellie says hello, and then people share a bit about themselves. Jobs like graphic designer, teacher, photographer. Finding common ground.
Exactly. Sharing those key life details. And the idea pops up. Maybe the designer and photographer could collaborate. Shows how connections can spark ideas.
Nice to see how introductions can lead somewhere. Okay, slightly awkward situation. Needing to borrow a phone.
Begins apologetically. Excuse me, this is a bit embarrassing, but my phone just died. Acknowledging the awkwardness helps.
The other person is understanding, which is great. Then the explanation, lost wallet, missed bus, dead phone provides context, makes it understandable.
Yeah, sharing that string of bad luck helps build empathy. Shows how people help each other out unexpectedly.
Let's hit the shops now. Customer service interaction. Needing a different size.
Standard polite request. Excuse me, I really like this jacket, but it's a bit snug. Can I get this in a larger size? Clear and direct.
Then another customer jumps in, suggesting a swap interesting twist. But the staff has to follow store policy. Common retail situation.
And the original customer's frustration. Also pretty common when policy feels inconvenient. Shows that potential clash between expectations and rules.
Okay, imagine you're on vacation, talking to a local. Starts with, I'm here on vacation, first time, do you have any suggestions?
Great way to get insider tips. And the response is brilliant, covers culture, museums, nature, gardens, lake, food, specific places, even evenings, waterfront.
Really comprehensive, plus advice on local customs, relaxed, friendly, say hello, tipping, super useful for a visitor.
Totally. Shows how locals can be amazing resources, really enriching a trip. Let's switch to a chat between a nurse and a teacher.
Right away, they connect over the stress and demands of their jobs. That shared understanding.
But it's not just about the hard parts. They talk about the rewards, too. Just the student's eyes light up, the patient recover and smile, the things that keep them going.
And the nurse's story about the boy wanting the waterproof cast for shark hunting. Hilarious. And the follow-up.
That anecdote brings such a human element. Shows the funny side, too. The shared laughter really builds that sense of camaraderie between helping professions.
Lastly, let's touch on allergies, especially around holidays like Christmas with lots of treats.
The clear statement, just to let you know, I'm allergic to nuts, is so important for safety when sharing food.
The response is reassuring, and the funny story about mixing up sugar and salt lightens the mood while still taking the allergy seriously.
Exactly. Shows you can be careful and considerate while still enjoying things. The commitment to avoid nuts is clear, but so is the festive anticipation.
Wow, okay. That was a pretty wide tour through everyday American English conversations. Hopefully you listening got a clearer picture of how people talk in all sorts of situations.
Absolutely. The idea is that by hearing these, you get a better feel, not just for the words, but the context, the culture underneath.
Yeah.
It helps build that intuition for the language.
Yeah, definitely. We hope you'll think about which bits maybe stood out to you, situations you've been in, or maybe just a phrase you picked up.
And maybe a final thought for you to chew on. Thinking about your own language learning or just talking to people from different backgrounds, what's one everyday interaction you found surprisingly tricky or jested?
Interesting. That's a great question. Something to think about. Well, thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive. Keep listening, keep exploring.
Catch you next time.